Hello everybody, this is Brisbane05 Blast here and welcome back to another video on this channel. In this last episode, we actually versed Wolverhampton Wolves and it was actually a pretty convincing victory. Nothing much to say here. But today's episode, we're actually going to be taking on Luton Town, one of the promoted sides in the Premier League. I have a feeling Luton Town are a pretty good side. I'm not underestimating Luton Town. We never underestimate opponents, but at the same time, they are actually a pretty easy team to beat. So like I said, I don't want to be angry like how I did in the conclusion, last episode. I was kind of fuming because in that match earlier, but I don't want to talk about it, but in that match earlier against Sheffield United, and that was actually my first attempt. I don't know. I mean, this was like when we were having 100% fitness. Like all our players were 100%. Like all our first players were fit. And still they lost to Sheffield United. So then I knew it was the glitch in the matrix. And it was not cheating. So like I said, I'm sorry that I was kind of harsh in the previous episode, but it's just that you might be saying a lot of biased comments whenever I do a second attempt, and whenever I want Arsenal to win. Remember that Fulham game I told you before? I rested all my players. I was gonna think of starting, but I've already made changes to all my players, and that was the reason why Arsenal lost, because I made changes, and that was actually the lesson which I learned. I should not rest all of my players, because they are like the backbone to Arsenal's success. I mean, some players who have fitness, they should be there, but I mean, luckily this was the Carabao Cup match, and if this was an FA Cup or a Champions League match, you should not do it. But anyway, enough with it. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and yep, let's just get ready for the match. Alright guys, we're actually going to be taking on against Luton Town, which is at Court Lane. I'm pretty sure that's a default stadium. I have a feeling that Luton are not actually that's not their actual home stadium. And as usual, Manchester United against Chelsea. That's going to be a pretty good match, a very ripper match, I would say. And Arsenal takes on Luton Town. Yep. And yep, looks like we're going to be going to the squad for obvious reason, because as you can see right here, there have been few fitness issues. Yep, we have Gabriel and Saliba who have fitness issues. White has fitness issues. Saka has fitness issues. Odegaard and Havertz and Jesus have hidden fitness issues. The only players that we will be having here is Martinelli, Camavinga and Ramsdale. But I'm pretty sure the rest of the players, we will have to change them, unfortunately. But however, the good news for us is, I'm going to show it to you right away. I've actually managed to change Calafiori from a left back to all the way to a centre back. So I need to go to development. So then we can see Calafiori. There he is. And he's changed. He's luckily changed to a centre back, and that has got him to a 72 rating. He's 72 overall now. He was initially a 71 overall. And yep, let's see what that does once we change the position. And that actually maxed up his overall right there. So he hasn't gained not only one but two overall. So now he has pretty good jumping accuracy. Well, his shooting is kind of a bit meh. That's all we got to say here. But basically now he's a 73 rated, and I'm pretty sure this player has the capability to fill in for one of the unfitted players. But anyway, now let's go to standings right here and see how things are for Arsenal. They're currently in third at the moment, but if they get a win here against Luton Town, they could actually close the gap between Man City and Villa. Where's Luton Town actually? They're actually 15th in the table, and surprisingly, Sheffield United, Crystal, and Burnley are now facing. They're facing, and just like that, I'm gonna tell you something. So now I'm gonna make changes. So whenever Arsenal lose or draw, that will be counted as a fair result, because if you're making changes and if they do not have experience or so, it's kind of fair, because you have to give some teams a credit here, because really. But anyway, these are Luton Town players, 5-3-2 holding. They're mostly playing park the bus tactic. Their tactical vision is kick and rush, however. The only key defensive player is Anderson. But apart from that, they don't have pretty good players. Crespo, Morris, Woodrow, Chong, Ray, Gunter, Lockyer, Kabore. There's Ross Barkley. I'm pretty sure he was actually a pretty good player back in his Premier League days. I mean, he played for Chelsea and then he played for Everton. Now he's actually going to be an Aston Villa player, Ross Barkley. Like in real life, actually, he plays for Aston Villa. So Ross Barkley might actually be an Aston Villa maybe if that happens. But yeah, looks like we're gonna be going with this type of with this formation, gegenpressing. But yeah, we're gonna be changing. We're gonna make some changes, and there will be a lot of changes. So we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I've already made some changes here. So Ramsdale will actually be the captain here for instead of Odegaard. For obviously reasons, they're battling fitness. So Timber for Gabriel, Tierney for Zinchenko, Calafiori for Saliba, Tomiyasu for White, Pepe for Saka, Trossard for Odegaard, Vieira for Kai Havertz, and obviously Nketiah for Gabriel Jesus. So yeah, so these are the changes I'm going to be making. I had to rotate the squad because of fitness issues, and yep, that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed this one, as this could be a pretty good match, or a pretty ugly match, I would say, for Arsenal if they don't get the job done. But yeah, it is what it is, because like I said, we made changes. So once we get the result which doesn't favor us, we have to accept it. We have to keep it on. Like, we had to go move it on. So then it'll be a fair result, and it'll also be an unbiased thing to do. So yeah. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one, and let's witness Arsenal's match against Luton Town. Alright, guys. We're here in Luton Town. Well, technically it's Court Lane. So, yep. So this could be Arsenal's decisive match, because we've kind of rested most of Arsenal's first players because of fitness issues. But apart from that, Arsenal have their three first players, and that's Martinelli, Camavinga, and Ramsdale. They're like the only players that still have fitness, that are still having a pretty good fitness here. But yeah, this could be Arsenal's decisive chance. I know they're up against Luton Town, but they're mostly playing with the reserve players like Cedric, Tomiyasu. Calafiori is like a reserve, but he might actually be the rising centre-back, if you notice that. So here, Luton Town's players: Matt Macy, Tom Lockyer, the skipper, Miguel Crespo, Carlton Morris. There's the manager is Rob Edwards. And there's Ross Barkley. I think he's probably one of the known players here, because he might have played for the one of the traditional six sides back in his prime, I would say. He played for like Chelsea or so, if I remember correctly. And here, let's take a look at Arsenal starting 11. Aaron Ramsdale's usual there. But Kieran Tierney, Timber, Calafiori, Tomiyasu, Pepe, Trossard, Camavinga, Vieira, Martinelli, and Eddie Nketiah. And here are the substitutes: Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, and Cedric. So I have a feeling that Arsenal might actually kind of lower their... Luckily, they're actually going to be kicking off first, but will this probably be a good thing that Arsenal should do it? And yeah, Ramsdale is the fourth skipper, the fourth preference skipper, I would say. And I kind of forgot to put it. It's in manager mode. And yeah, looks like the game is kicked off with Arsenal starting with the ball, with the possession here. Finds Camavinga. Camavinga finds Martinelli. Martinelli got tackled here. This could be costly. Anderson has it. Finds Carlton Morris. It's Morris with it. Finds Bell. This could be a chance for Luton Town to get one goal. Can they do it? They do. They take an attempt, but Ramsdale saves it just at the nick of time, I would say, because that was closely enough a powerful shot. But what a save from Aaron Ramsdale here. But right now, like I told you, Arsenal are now in defensive mode, which is not pretty good, I would say, because now we rested most of their key defensive players, Saliba and Gabriel. And Luton Town already has a corner. And that's another save from Aaron Ramsdale. He's doing pretty well. Good thing I didn't sub him off, because I did that once, and it was actually a disaster here. I actually put Runarsson in for Ramsdale, and this costed us, progressing through the Carabao Cup match. We lost to Fulham convincingly, but Ramsdale's not giving up. If this was Runarsson, he would have easily conceded that. But anyway, another corner kick for Luton Town. But Nketiah clears it away, but it's still with Luton. Chong has it. Chong finds, I think, Kabore, I don't know. But Calafiori somehow has it. But it's still with Luton Town. They're still in attacking mode. So Luton Town are basically like the worst defensive teams, as you can see right here. Unless if they do something good. Camavinga almost lost the ball right there. But he somehow retains it. Finds Timber. Timber finds Vieira. Vieira finds Tierney. Tierney tries to pass it, but obviously Anderson clears this one away. He had the better pace, so kind of makes sense. But Fabio Vieira somehow steals the ball. This could be a chance here for Arsenal. What can Vieira do? But he loses the ball. And this could be a throw-in here for Arsenal, because Luton Town clears this one away. But we're already in Luton Town's half, so this should matter right now. Fabio Vieira has it. Finds Tierney. It's still Tierney. Tierney with it. Tierney finds Martinelli. Martinelli finds Vieira. Vieira finds Camavinga. Still Vinga. But he's battling fitness. This is not good. He might not have enough pace. And Luton Town are lucky that because of his fitness issues, Luton Town get away easily. Otherwise, Camavinga would have marched through their defense. But now we don't have time for this. Luton Town have an opportunity to get one goal. This could be a cross. But what a save from Calafiori. Well, he didn't save it. It was a headed away. And Nketiah has it. He finds Martinelli. Martinelli just runs through the defense. It's still Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli finds Vieira. Vieira shoots. And what a goal. What a goal from the Portuguese midfielder, Fabio Vieira. Struggling to be a starter, but because of the fitness issues, finally makes a name for himself and scores what could be a decisive goal for Arsenal. Because at this stage, Arsenal are not like themselves when they don't have their key players. But what a goal from Fabio Vieira. The keeper tried to save it, but it was too late. But what a goal from Vieira here. Scored in the 31st minute. And looks like Arsenal lead the game 1-0. But Luton Town, they're looking. They're lurking. They're lurking behind the shadows here. It's Carlton Morris with it. Still Morris. Morris finds Woodrow. Woodrow has it. Woodrow finds Crespo. Miguel Crespo. But what a tackle from Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu finds Camavinga. Back to Tomiyasu. Finds Trossard. Trossard finds Pepe. Nicola Pepe. It's still Pepe. Still Nicola Pepe. Finds Vieira. Vieira finds Pepe again. Pepe shoots. And what a goal. Cool, calm, complacent here from Nicola Pepe. This is what Arsenal needed here. A goal and a response. Without their main striker Gabriel Jesus, the reserve players are actually trying to do something here. And that was Fabio Vieira and Nicola Pepe. Both of them who are actually in the Arsenal reserves. They're trying to figure out how to do this, and that's what they do. Or that's what they did just now.
Goal for Arsenal, number 28, Nicolas Pepe.
They are basically like trying to see who can step up for this matter here. And this is Pepe's first Premier League goal. If you haven't noticed, he did score a few goals, and that was in the Carabao Cup. And a little bit, I think, in the Europa League, I would say. Ria has it. But it was a block here, and Ramsdale easily saves this one. I'm pretty sure Luton are going for a substitution. They are. And Woodrow comes off for Silva. Fabio Silva comes in. He looks pretty young. And there's a corner kick for Luton Town. Luton Town has a lot of corners, but they're still not finding the net. Still Luton. But what a save. But Chong has it. But Trossard somehow clears it away. And I think this will be half-time, because Luton Town won't get back to Arsenal half. Yup, they are not going to do that, as it's already half-time. The end of the first half, as Arsenal even without their key players, lead against Luton Town 2-0. And it was the reserve players that actually stepped up in place for the first players, the first great players, Fabio Vieira and Nicola Pepe. But Luton Town had opportunities, I would say. But Ramsdale came clutch. They were trying to pounce because Arsenal players don't have their key defensive players. Most of their defensive players are already rested. It was a wonderful assist from Martinelli, I would say, and Fabio Vieira finding the goal. And then I'm pretty sure that was Fabio Vieira, I think. And then Pepe scoring an easy goal. It's kind of difficult, but once you see it in a view like this, but it was kind of easy when you zoom it in. And Luton Town tried to get one back, but Ramsdale saved it again. And that's how it led. That's how the game finished in first half. Basically, the first half finished it with Arsenal having a 2-goal lead over Luton Town. As you can see around the grounds, Wolves are currently level with Burnley. So yeah. So I will be making changes. I know we're actually in the lead. Arsenal are in the lead. But there are some improvements here in some of the key areas, like the midfielding area. So yeah. So we'll go. So don't go anywhere, as we will be right back after we make some changes. So yeah, don't go anywhere. Alright guys, we're here for the second half as Luton kicks this one off. Arsenal have a 2-goal lead thanks to their reserve players, Fabio Vieira and Pepe. But as I made a substitution, Camavinga comes off for Partey and Tomiyasu comes off for Cedric. And now Trossard has it. Leandro Trossard with it. Still Trossard. Almost lost the ball there, but he manages to get it and skills the player in the process. Now here's Cedric. Still Cedric, but he gets tackled somehow. But he still has the ball. Now he finally gets tackled. Rhea has it. He was about to lose the ball for a second, but he somehow maintains it. Anderson has it. He finds Fabio Silva, but it was a wonderful intercepted take from Calafiori. Calafiori finds Trossard. Trossard finds Pepe. Still Pepe. Pepe shoots, but what a block here from Lockyer. Fabio Silva has it, finds Rhea. And Luton's next match is against Manchester City. I have a feeling Man City will stamp the authorities out of Luton Town. Chong has it. It's still Chong. Chong finds Silva. Still Fabio Silva. Silva finds Morris. Morris shoots, but Ramsdale makes another save. This guy likes to make goalkeeping saves, man. That's Ramsdale. That's Ramsdale for you. He makes saves at the right time. Nketiah has it. Finds Partey. It's still Partey, but he gets tackled by Ray, but somehow maintains the ball. Partey finds Nketiah, but Nketiah somehow finds space. Still Nketiah. Nketiah shoots, and what a goal from him. This player is basically like shushing the doubters. And he obviously does the celebration, Gabriel Jesus celebration, which is calling his mom. But what a goal here from Eddie Nketiah here. It looks like Calafiori having a pretty good half, pretty good play, is going to come off for Rob Holding, who's a pretty stinky player. He's a pretty stinky centre-back. He was actually the reason why Arsenal fell off, because, you know, of Saliba injury. So Rob Holding is the player to come on for Calafiori.
Goal for Arsenal, number 14, Eddie Nketiah.
But yeah, Nketiah is pretty good, but he already has 5 goals in 6 matches. It's just that he's not consistent lately. But Arsenal, it has to be their time to be consistent. So Arsenal are thinking of making changes in the January and probably bring a lethal striker. I'm actually going to give the decision to you guys to see which signing I'll make. I have a pretty good, interesting signings I would make for January once we reach January here. But yeah, so once we get to that, I need to see. I'm actually going to think of improving the striker position, basically, because defensive players, they're all stacked. Gabriel and Saliba, they're doing their job. Zinchenko, obviously, I'm not replacing him. That's the thing. Same thing with Ben White. Ben White is a bit decent. Kamavinga, obviously. No Kamavinga, no Havertz, no Martinelli. They don't need changes. The only changes is basically the second striker for depth. So Pepe comes off for Declan Rice. So yeah, the reason why I'm saying is because we already have Gabriel Jesus as a striker, but just in case if Jesus kind of loses consistency, and everyone's kind of relying on Gabriel Jesus in terms of being a goal poacher, that's when they need a stepper up. They need a stepper for this. So this is the reason why I'm trying to go, make changes in the January transfer, and mostly for the striker position. Eddie Nketiah is a pretty good. I would love to keep Nketiah here, but it's just that he's just not consistent. He's only doing consistent as a super sub. But anyway, Trossard makes it 4. And Arsenal are completely cruising despite missing their key players. They're still Arsenal. Missing their key players, same Arsenal. It looks like Fabio Vieira is mostly going to come off for Emil Smith-Rowe, who did score the opening goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers. What a curling effort from Leandro Trossard. And Vieira already scored a goal. He actually scored the early goal against Luton Town. Is coming off for Emil Smith-Rowe.
Goal for Arsenal, number 19, Leandro Trossard.
But yeah, looks like Arsenal. That's actually his first goal. Leandro Trossard's first goal. He has scored a few goals. That was, I think, in the Europa League. But yeah, other than that, he's probably scored. He has just scored the only goal. That was against, you know who, in the Premier League. That means, against Luton Town. And here's Kieran Tierney. Still Tierney. Tierney crosses it in, but Lockyer somehow defends this easily. Finds Ria, but Partey has it. Still Partey. Partey shoots, but Lockyer saves this one. Martinelli has it. Lockyer again with the defense. Now finds Ray. And I'm pretty sure Arsenal are going to be getting away with the win. 2 minutes of added time. Arsenal are looking to stamp the authorities here. They could actually go for 5 goals here. Here's Nketiah. Nketiah finds Trossard. Still Trossard. Trossard finds Partey. Partey finds Cedric. Still Cedric. Cedric finds Trossard. Trossard shoots. But what a save from Macy. And that's a goal here. What is this from Luton Town? Is that Martinelli? He's celebrating, so it is actually his goal. It is Martinelli. And it's because of a sloppy defense from Luton Town. He saved it, but the defender sadly couldn't clear this one away. Ramsdale celebrates in the background, but Macy's in distraught. He didn't make a first save. But how are the defenders not able to clear this one away? It was actually a lucky goal from Gabriel Martinelli, because that should have been an easy defensive clear, a defensive work from Luton Town. But Martinelli scores one of the scrappiest goals he has scored in his life, I would say. But yeah, Arsenal have a demolishing victory over Luton Town, 5-0. And Luton Town, they sadly could not cope up after that, after Arsenal kept on cruising. Despite Arsenal giving Luton Town slight advantage, based on resting their key players, they still could not cope up. But shout out to all the players, especially the reserve players stepping up for the first place, for the first great players who are battling fitness. And yup, full time Arsenal 5, Luton Town 0. But it was a pretty comprehensive victory here from Arsenal, still maintaining their winning streak. And obviously Eddie Nketiah, one of the doubters here for Arsenal. not getting his consistent form in terms of scoring goals, somehow scores. And then obviously a Trossard goal here. There was a Trossard goal. Macy could not save that one, unfortunately. And then obviously the scrappiest goal we have not seen here, and that was actually from Gabriel Martinelli. It was a lucky goal, a deflection, but a lucky goal from Martinelli. And it's full time with Arsenal 5, Luton Town 0. And let's take a look at the post-match. Wolves have a comprehensive victory over Burnley. They somehow make up for that loss against Arsenal. And yep, let's take a look at the post-match interview here.
Just a quick couple of questions.
And I'm pretty sure Arteta is going to be happy about this. Because come on, it's a comprehensive victory is a comprehensive victory. So yeah. Why did you leave Zinchenko out? The lad knows this is nothing personal. As manager, I always have to put the best interest of the team first. I rate him as a player, but at the moment, he's not playing well enough to be picked. Well, it's just because of his fitness, obviously. Another great result for your boys. The team looks like it's in the habit of winning at the moment. How long do you think this run can go on now? Don't get me wrong, I'm delighted with the winning run and delighted with my players, but these are only steps towards a destination, getting Arsenal to where we feel the club should be. Up against Luton Town again, your team was able to turn things around, get pretty spectacularly. A great win. What did you do differently today? We looked at what we did wrong last time around against them and knew what we could do be better. Last time was about our weaknesses. Seriously, Arteta, you're always talking about the past. We just didn't even worse them easily. Anyway, it's pretty random. Random comments here from Arteta, but still, a win is a win. We got to win against Luton Town, and obviously Martinelli goal seals Luton Town defeat. And yep. And we're actually going to be up against Aston Villa at Villa Park. This is going to be a pretty crazy title race here. Arsenal has 11 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses, whereas Villa has 12 wins and 3 losses. I mean, they yet to draw a match, but yep, Villa did lose to Man City. But yeah, let's take a look at the inbox here. I'm pretty sure it's for the training. Yep. Declan Rice, player chat. Yeah, Tomiyasu. Great win, boss. That's why I told you that me playing would help us to the 3 points. That's the kind of performance I want from you every week. If you want to play regularly, that's the level you need to reach in every game. And obviously, Martin Odegaard. I have to tell you, I'm not happy, boss. You knew I'd not been feeling 100%, needed a rest. But you kept picking me, and then suddenly you left me out of the team for the big games. Surely it'd be better for everybody if you and the staff were more careful about squad rotation. I was really disappointed not to play today. Come on, Odegaard. It was for fitness. You gotta be. You should not make a... Don't try to be a bit salty about it. There are lots of big games, so... It's long season, and for us to be successful, we have to think of every game as a big game. You needed a rest, but I'll be relying on you in the coming weeks. And at least Odegaard has finally got his rest, which he needed. But now he should be fit for this match, because this is a decisive match. This is against Aston Villa. Well, he's sort of fit. But yeah, let's probably... So it's on 9th December, and we're already in 6th. So let's take a look. Yep. Let's take a look at the squad now, because, Yep, Odegaard is fit. The only player who's not fit is Martinelli. Somehow Saliba is still not getting... Still has that fitness issue. But Gabriel still has that fitness. But yeah, Kamavinga, Martinelli, who actually played in that previous match, will be rested. So, yep. And this time Odegaard will be in this feature, in this match, because this is actually a very important, a very crucial match. It's against Aston Villa. And I know Aston Villa is not basically a traditional 16, but they're actually second place in the Premier League. So if we get a win against them, we could actually go into the top of the table. So this could be crucial and pivotal for us here. So our next game is against Aston Villa, as we'll be playing at Villa Park. So I really hope you enjoy this one. And we'll be back for our next game, our next episode. Goodbye. Hello guys, we're back, and just as we witnessed, we got another comprehensive victory, and that is against Luton Town. Like I told you, we should actually easily beat Luton Town, because they're actually one of the promoted teams from the Championship all the way to Premier League. But we did rest our players, so Luton Town had that slight advantage. But obviously, the goal from Fabio Vieira and Pepe, who are actually reserve players from Arsenal, they were actually the stepper up. They stepped up for the first grade players and got the job done. Managed to get the job done. I mean, there were other few players like Trossard, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Martinelli, and then the third goal from Arsenal. I'm pretty sure that was that was Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah was basically the substitution player, so doesn't count him as a reserve player. But yeah, he scored that goal, and then Trossard scored, and then Martinelli scored. So yeah, that's all we have for today. I have no words to say. It's not pretty interesting. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Our next game is going to be a very decisive match. Another decisive one after the PSV Eindhoven saga, as we take on Aston Villa at Villa Park. They have their pretty good players. They have the manager Unai Emery, who had a pretty stinky season at Arsenal. Did not get the respect he deserved at Arsenal. So he'll be probably looking for vengeance and redemption at Villa Park, as he's now currently the manager of Aston Villa. Plus their players too, their former players, Emiliano Martinez, who actually played for Arsenal, had a history with Arsenal, but he also didn't get that much game time because of experienced players like Perishek and Bernd Leno. But yeah, ever since that, Martinelli didn't get that respect. Now, Martinelli and Unai Emery are looking for revenge and redemption against Arsenal. But can we somehow withstand or withhold Villa's power? Can we somehow manage to endure Villa's power at Villa Park? We don't know. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one. It's Brisbane 05 Blaster here, signing off.